Hi, everyone. I just wanted to connect with you for a moment about the Intro to Meditation course, our 6 weeks together, if you choose to take this journey. Meditation is really near and dear to my heart. It's become an integral part of my daily practice, and it continues to teach me and surprise me every day. I wanted to put this course together, especially for those of you who have been in search of something a little bit bigger, kind of like that little sparkle of the meaning to life. I can't promise you'll necessarily find that in 6 weeks, but I can tell you that these are the beginner steps to inner awareness and understanding your own inner wisdom in this life. For some of you who don't know me as well, this path has been about an 8-year journey. The last few years, mainly a meditative journey. I started with yoga, and I kind of eventually progressed to meditation, which is very much the natural path of this practice. I met yoga when I had pretty severe depression and anxiety. And I started into yoga, which allowed me to have this space from my mind and really understand and connect to the space of my heart. Natural progression here for me was I went from yoga into meditation and found a depth that I didn't know was available to my life, especially coming from a background of difficulty with anxiety and depression. So when I say this course is near and dear to my heart, I really authentically mean it. And I have seen it change other people's lives as well. I can tell you that the meditation course is absolutely accessible to anyone, even if you've never done yoga before. If you're ready to really understand yourself, tap into self-care, learn mindfulness, non-reactivity, compassion, and surrender within your life in all aspects, then this is something that you might be ready for. With this practice, I intend to offer tools and traditions that are not my own, but something that I have learned from my teachers here in Bali, an unbroken lineage that I have been honored and blessed to have been taught about. The tools are very accessible. We'll work with pranayama, breath work, mantra, which is sacred sound or sound vibration. We'll work with self-inquiry, which is the inquiry into the self. So that's your inner wisdom beyond essentially the physical plane or materialistic things, for you to know yourself at a higher consciousness level, essentially. We'll also work with a full sequence called a formal meditation sequence, which incorporates intention setting or prayer. I know a lot of people don't really like prayer as a word these days because it's deeply associated with religion. I myself grew up in very much a Christian household. I went to Sunday school and all that. But prayer for me has become much more than something that's one thing. Prayer is much bigger than religion. So I like to say sankalpa, intention, or prayer, as they mean all the same thing for me. Some of you watching this may have a deep connection with something that you consider to be your higher self, and that absolutely is accessible to be integrated into this meditation course. Devotion is a big part of meditation, just like devotion to taking care of ourselves is a big part of our lives as we learn, as we get older and we become more wise. So as we learn all of these pieces of the meditative practice, each class we will have a little session of philosophy, understanding the depths of the yogic philosophy and tradition that are applicable to our daily lives. And then we'll also learn a piece of our meditation every single class, building on the previous class. So it becomes accessible and a slow build, so you feel that you can kind of move at your own pace with this, even though we're meeting, every single week and adding the next learning section. At the end, we'll be able to sit for a long period of time. I don't like to say a specific time because each course that I've taught, this will be the third. The last two were individually a little bit different. Main base of information was the same, but when it came to the individuals in the class, I do shift and accommodate and make sure that the information you're receiving is really accessible and applicable to those that are in this course. By the end of this course, you will be able to have a full meditative practice, so a sequence that you can follow. You'll have a recording of that, so if you do like to have someone's voice to follow, you can. But the kind of aim at the whole course by the end is that you'll have the ability to meditate on your own without anyone at all. And that is so powerful, to be able to sit within oneself and hear your own inner wisdom and watch your own ebb and flow of your thoughts, but not be attached to any of them, and learn how to be with yourself wholeheartedly, with love and compassion, no matter what is going on in the mind or the body that day. That's a really powerful piece of this whole course, that by the end you'll have the ability to do this. It's not bad or wrong to listen to guided meditations. We all start somewhere on our journey. I started with yoga. I didn't even do meditation. I didn't even know what meditation was. Even when I became a yoga teacher, I wasn't even into meditation yet until that was at the right time in my journey. So you'll really have that ability to be with yourself wholeheartedly without any external distractions. And that's kind of like another level of hearing your inner wisdom and becoming more sensitive to your intuition and the natural flows of nature and such. Now, with learning all of this, we always want to know, well, in a way, like, what's in it for me? Some of us already have that urge, that kind of spiritual urge to understand ourselves and the world and what life's all about. Some of us from a very young age, and some it sparks on us a little bit older. This course will undoubtedly bring you some level of peace. And I only say that not because I think that as the teacher I'm doing that for you. It's not like that. These teachings are ancient. I don't claim them to be my own. I simply wish to spread these teachings, this meditative style and course, so that you have the power to literally empower yourself and to understand your own inner wisdom. I have seen through the last 2 courses unbelievable changes in people and in their lives. And I can definitely say that their lives have been changed forever simply from meditation. If you have any questions for me about this, I'm very open. I'm like an open book, as I usually say to people. And I really hope that you will join me on this journey, as it is the deepest and most powerful and most important journey you could ever do for yourself, is to learn the meditative practice. Thank you so much for watching this today. I truly hope that I will see you on May 27th for our first class of our 6 weeks.